Hey, it's Isha and I'm here at the world-famous Tempe Improv, where some of the biggest acts in comedy have been on that stage right behind me. Folks like Tim Allen and Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock, just to name a few. And our guest tonight is no stranger to big stages, or even TV for that matter. I mean, he's been on HBO. You've seen him on HBO. You've seen him on Comedy Central. You've seen him on HBO. He's even been on The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody on the Disney Channel. He's been everywhere. And today, he is here with us right here. I'm talking about none other than funny man Shang Forbes. And we're going to go behind the curtain with Shang, and we're going to talk about how he's been able to stay in the game, how he's been able to have a career doing exactly what he loves for the past 17 years when most folks could only dream about it. So we're going to talk to him. Matter of fact, let's just go find him right now. Come on, let's go. So I found him. We are here with Shang Forbes. Welcome, Shang. Welcome to Phoenix.
I'm Phoenix, yeah. I've been here a few times. I've done a few shows here and had a really good time.
So how did you end up in this comedy thing?
A friend of mine bet me $50 and I needed the $50 bad. And I was like, man, you won't go up on stage and be funny? And I went up and I was funny, and the owner went, you know what, you need to do this for a living. I don't know what you're doing for a living, but you need to do it. And so I kept coming back, and then I got into it. And I'm 17 years later.
7 years.
Yeah, I'm 17. I'm old.
17 years.
I'm an old dude.
So what were you doing before you got up on that stage for that $50?
Stripping at old folks' homes. I was, which was always, I made some money, but you know, sometimes they touched the wrong parts because they couldn't see too well. No, I was a graphic artist. Yeah. I was working for different studios and freelancing, and then I started driving a forklift, and then I did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I went to school for, graphic arts.
So that creative streak was already there.
Yeah,
so
I was already, yeah.
Going into the entertainment industry wasn't a huge stretch for you.
No. Not at all. And I was a male prostitute for Filipino businessmen, which, hey, don't you tell nobody that. Leave that to yourself. But no, you know, I just, you know, same old struggling person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I want you to think back.
Right.
And like when you were growing up and the people around you know how everybody is like, oh, when that baby grows up, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. What did people think that you were going to grow up to be?
Wow. Actually, they thought I was going to own a martial arts school. I used to be real into that, and they thought I was going to do that when I was younger. Mm-hmm. When I was much younger, they thought, he's going to probably be into that. But I mean, it was like enough of getting hurt all the time.
Yeah.
After a while, I was like, you know what, this hurts.
Yeah.
Ow. You can hit people, but then they hit you back. They ain't tell me about the hit me back part. So after that, I was like, that's why I'm a big UFC fan, and I see that stuff, and I go, people don't know how hard that is, how hard it is. I know how hard it is. So I think some people thought that. Some people thought I was going to be one of those cats that stands on a box up in New York yelling at people about fight the power. What we need is more pencils. Black man needs more pencils. Mm-hmm. We need more pencils so we can write stuff in pencil, but we need ink too. And I was that dude. I was a dude that was in school asking, how come there ain't no black people on the wall? Yeah. I mean, I was that dude. I was like that stereotypical, like if you had a dashiki, you know, I was that dude.
Yeah.
Public enemy type, you know. So there was either or.
Yeah. So, but that feeds a lot into your where you are comedically.
My act, it's part of what I grew up, and I get so irritated with politics, it comes out on stage. And then you give stuff that people can understand too. You want to be funny, and you don't want to be too preachy, but you want to give them both. You got to do like silly stuff that they will really enjoy, but then all at the same time you got to do political stuff.
Yeah.
You know, for me at least. You know, so that's what's been working. It's been going well.
Yeah.
I mean. As well, I mean, it's like weird. My business life is going good. Personal life is horrible.
Ooh, okay.
And you know who you are, baby. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You know, I got this on camera now. She's gonna use this in court.
Restraining order.
Restraining order. I saw the tape of him, and he said he was gonna kill me. So no, I mean, it's just weird. I always notice that my personal life always is just turmoil, and then I started getting a lot of good stuff. Something about me going through pain makes me funnier. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the truth.
No, it does make sense. You know, it's funny that you said that, you know, professionally things are good, but personal life is horrible. I coach entrepreneurs, and particularly people who are doing this and want to do that.
Right.
And one of the biggest struggles that they have is the people around them think that they're crazy. You know, you can't quit that good job and go start this business. What do you think? You can't be a professional comedian. So what has been the biggest challenge through all of this?
With people telling me that I can't do it?
Just period.
I've had a lot of people tell me I can't do it. But I just don't listen. I've never really cared. You know, some people, it takes a while for them not to care. I didn't care from Jump Street. I'm like, I don't remember you living inside my skin.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting a note for that. So I focused on what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I quit my job and was doing comedy, started doing comedy, everybody thought, my pops thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, saying, what's wrong with you? You know, and knew I didn't have no medical and all that other stuff. And I just had this long goal that I said, I'm going to knock this out some kind of way. And it's still rough sometimes. Sometimes it's up and down, but I've been pretty good. I mean, my business side, I'm very intense, very intense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people who are in the entertainment industry focus on just honing their craft.
Right.
But sounds like you've learned the business of show business.
I do both.
How'd you do that?
I worked with some, I used to open for some bands, and they would just basically pay me with drinks and like a sandwich. But I would watch how some of the bands would handle their business. Not comics as much, mostly bands, and then I would see how they would handle their business, and then I said to myself, okay, I got to make sure I handle this side. And then I was working with this one cat from the group Fishbone.
Oh, yeah.
And he, you know, he was high, but he made sense. He said, go to the party with the girl that's going to kiss you. Focus on the crowd that digs you, and don't have to cater to that one, because that's where you get the rejection and struggle. In that way, you're passing up all the people that dig you because you're, please like me.
Right.
And I learned that early on. And so, I mean, now it's detrimental sometimes too, because then mainstream, whatever mainstream is, I mean, 50 Cent is $300 million in. How mainstream is he? Talking about robbing and killing. So you mainstream, it shifts. So I don't ever worry about it, you know.
I mean, I see that same thing in every area of business. You know, sometimes when we're getting started, we think, oh, I've got to go after every customer. You ask somebody, who's your target market? Everybody. I literally was talking to a woman one time and said, who's your target market? She said, everybody with skin. No, honey, everybody with skin is not your target market.
Not at all. You got to think, some dude had the pet rock and made millions off the pet rock. Some dude said, I'm going to put a rock in a box. It's true. You can look it up.
Yes.
And then after a while, people say, wait a minute, I just bought a rock in a box. But that's what it is. People that just went and did their things. I'll go to the guy, the pocket fisherman. Stuff like that. All the people they thought were crazy. Sham wow. Really? Really?
I have one.
Oh, see? That's what I'm saying. Sham wow. So
I have a sham wow.
everybody says those things that are wrong, and they could flip and make you gazillions and gazillions of dollars. Facebook. All these different things, social media, is that people go, nobody's going to want to do that. They're wrong. And a lot of the people that are in power are wrong. They simply don't get it. And then once it hits, they go, I knew it the whole time. I knew he was going to do well. You know, they're all, you know, I think they're misguided. I think that even when you talk about conservatism, you can't have conservative thought and have forward motion, because that means that somebody said you could never make a light bulb. We have to stay to fire. We have to keep fire. You know what I'm saying? So somebody out there thought forward. And that is not a conservative thought. So that's why I just, in comedy and my business, that's what I thought forward. And I just thought, you know, I've been in the game a long time, and change with the times, change with the, you know, what you have to do. Know when you get to do the lowest common denominator material, and know when you have to do the stuff that's going to be the, like, you know, clever. You know, oh, I get that. That was some smart material. Then but somebody from the hood ain't really caring about that. So you got to give the hood stuff, and you got to do a nice mix. And I think business-wise, that's the same thing. Business-wise, you have to give a nice mix, but still be true to you. You know, so that's what keeps me in the business, and keeps, you know, I've been booked for, you know, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. If I could just get my personal together. And I'm not a bad guy. I don't get it with women. I could see if I was like a like I'm a whore. He's a whore.
Yeah.
He's always. I'm not at all. I don't get it. I think it's that cliche, nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
I never thought it was true, but it's true. So now I've even changed that. I've decided, even business-wise, sometimes I would give too much leeway on my contracts, and not no more. It's like, no, the deposits due now, and you know, I got to go Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, gotta eat.
Hey, your kid's starving? Pay me.
I don't want my kids starving.
Okay, my kid ain't gonna starve because your kid's starving, all right? hey, you broke your foot? This is too bad. Limp over here and give me my money. You understand me? I think you do. So, I mean, I'm a little bit more hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more hardcore pertaining to my business.
Yeah.
Because I'm my business. Yeah. So I have to make sure that I'm on it and focused.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I get up in the morning, I take my kids to school, I take my little one to daycare, I take my son to school, he's in high school now, and I get on the phone and I handle my business.
Yeah.
And then after that, I write jokes.
Yeah.
So the business is first.
Okay.
Because business is the big word out of show. The show is small word. I mean, look at some of the horrible acts out there. And I say it, like Britney Spears, it was the business side that got her popping. It wasn't that she's just the best singer. And if somebody said she's the best singer, I'll punch you in the throat. I really will. Right in your throat. Come on, really? Really? So the business side of it, it's the marketing side. It's the focusing on how do you market and market to your crowd.
Yes.
And I think some businesses that expand sometimes lose a lot of people when they don't focus on their core buying, public.
Yeah.
The ones that keep them afloat.
I feel like I need to write you a check right now. I mean, because this is the stuff that I preach. It's
true.
like when I say it, I'm like, do people believe me? But to hear it come out of your mouth, maybe now people will believe me.
And then you got some people that stick true to their guns. You look at Jay-Z mentioned that Cristal was racist and their stock dropped 35 to 40%. So you also can't bite the hand that feeds you either. You can look at with some of these other, but like Timberland, I don't want black people wearing my boots. Well, okay, and then they stopped. Yeah. So you it's a balancing act. Stay true to what you're doing, but it's a balancing act.
Yeah.
And I think with comedy, for me, and the business side of comedy, it's a balancing act. I got some people I know, I can't just go at them hard because they're not that type of person.
Right.
So it is a balancing act that way. But from the financial standpoint, I'm very like, no, this is how it has to be.
Yeah.
When I do contracts, when I do all of that, that's what I focus on. And that's what I've been doing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to something. You have a 14-year-old son.
I have a 14-year-old.
I have a 16-year-old son who has no idea what I do for a living. I think he thinks money just comes through the chimney and
there's a
somehow
money tree
we
in the
eat.
back, and
right.
I just cut off a few hundred and pay the bills. Yeah. No,
and he's
son.
not impressed by anything. I can say, oh, I'm on TV. Yeah, big deal. I'm going to eat a sandwich.
Right.
So what does your 14-year-old think about what
my
you do?
14-year-old is different. He thinks it's cool.
Really?
He thinks it's real cool that Pops is, he's seen my shows because, I took him with me to a lot of on the road. And he thinks it's cool. Yeah. And he likes the fact I'm a comic. He likes the fact that his friends are like, oh, your Pops is really cool. Pops. So, I mean, that's always nice. And, I can't wait till my little one, can be old enough to understand what I do.
Yeah.
What Daddy does. So, I mean, they're my motivating factor. Sometimes I feel depressed, or sometimes I get down with this business because it's so random and it's so innocuous, and they want you to be without teeth, and they want you to be without any edge, and they want you to be, kind of an automatron. You see the stuff that Obama's going through where it becomes absurd. They just make up reasons. I had a agent tell me after getting a standing O in front of 900 people, you just weren't funny enough. So 900 people in the room, you're one person. They stood up, laughing, clapping, and I'm not funny enough. It becomes that random. Yeah. Whereas with some businesses, it's not as random. So it's different with the entertainment business. It's very random. It's who you're sleeping with sometimes. It's who you snorted coke with. And I just decided I'm not going that route. I'm not going to get drunk with a dude to get a movie. I'm not going to sleep with somebody to get I'm going to get mine because I'm strong and I'm funny. And you're going to realize it or you're not. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to pay more later. Yeah. Either pay me now or pay way more later. Because I remember.
Amen.
Yeah, so I'm focused on that. And then New Year, did you see the movie The Bucket List?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. That movie actually gave me some clarity about, where you write goals. And now I find myself writing lists and goals when I do get up and do business, things I want to go after, things that I want to create, web-based things, and how to tie different businesses together with the entertainment business and comedy business, because there's a lot of businesses that ignore the urban market, even though we're one of the biggest buying publics. I mean, we're monster. If we stopped buying Nike tomorrow, there would be a huge dent in Nike. So just from that aspect, I'm starting to realize that side of the business, getting sponsors. So I'm bringing a different audience to them and realizing our value. So I'm much more focused on that. I got sponsors that I'm work with, and I go after different people, especially the internet. Right now, I'm telling everybody out there, if you got a business, internet is a beast. It's a monster. If you do not focus on that side of it, you could get left. It's a big, big, big market. You know, YouTube is a monster. Facebook, monster. Twitter, like they use Twitter to quote anything now. The president was on Twitter, and he said, so they use everything. So right now, that's where I'm focusing on to build my Twitter numbers, YouTube, Facebook, all of that.
Excellent. And we connected on Facebook.
There you go. Facebook's a beast. So and you got to think, but emails are king, because if you look at it, MySpace was a beast too. So I tell people, even if you're doing that, Facebook might get trumped by something else. So, but emails will always be a consistent. So I focus on emails like majorly.
Building a list.
You're building a list.
Excellent.
So you have your buying public know, and that way, when the Hollywood industry, because they do discard people, when they discard me, and they're going to, and when they discard me, I'm like, but this audience still digs me. Again, going back to, I'm going to the party of the girl that digs me. She already digs me. And if I hit, then people go, oh, he's an overnight sensation. I just
been here for 17 years.
I've been here for 17 years. And so I stay with that core audience. There's bands that are going platinum that aren't on the charts. Because there's a thing called a Lilith Fair, which is the female rock alternative fair. It doesn't really depend on the radio. They do it all themselves, and they make tons of money. Talib Kweli does a lot of independent albums where he may go gold, but he's getting a bigger percentage of the album. So, I focus on that, because Hollywood is fickle. We like you this year, not next year. So I stay with the people. The people, everybody out there, I'm going to look in the camera and say this, the people are king. And the people that get it are really king. So that's where I focus on. That's what I've been doing.
Well, as we get ready to wrap up, if you could leave the audience, folks who are watching this, people who may have that deep, dark, hidden dream that they're afraid to tell anybody about going into the entertainment industry, what piece of advice would you give them?
Make sure that you are stable. I mean, and if you are crazy, have somebody stable around you. I'm luckily kind of stable. Kind of. You say I'm not crazy. I have ran naked through the mall twice. But you know what? Nobody stopped me, because who's going to stop a 6'1" light-skinned dude running naked? Ain't nobody going to tackle me. They be like, no, ain't tackling him. Because I might hit him with the wrong cart. And then they'd be like scarred for life. And I don't want that. But no, I would tell them, make sure that your business side is as equal as your talent side, whether you're a singer, a dancer, whatever. Make sure your business side, and think long term, because if you're going to do this for the rest of your life, you should be thinking, like, I got a 2-year, I'm already 2 years down thinking of what I'm going to do 2 years from now, and what I want to build, and driving traffic to my own site, driving product. And right now with the digital world, you got to get up on all the technology. So I would tell any entertainer, make sure you're up on the technology, because it's where we're going.
Absolutely. So tell folks how they can connect with you.
See, this is part of this. You got to get at me on the website. It's iamshang.com. There's no other Shang. Even if you Google comedian Shang, I'm the first website come up. That's how I do that, because I'm just get in there. But hit me up on iamshang.com. Sign up on my website. You'll get passes to my shows. Twitter, comedian Shang, and hit me up on Facebook. If you hit me on Facebook, but go through my website, and you'll see the Facebook link. Click it. Go there. iamshang.com. iamshang.com. Make sure you go to that website. I know that you cruise porn sometime. Take a break. Check out the website.
All right. He is Shang.com.
There you go.
Not to be confused with the website, iamshang.com. So make sure you check him out. Shang, thank you so much for taking the time.
And by the way, she's a sweetheart. I've talked, a lot of people like, I do a lot of interviews. Some of them I'll be wanting to choke with my belt. She's a sweetheart. I'm serious. She's nice. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate you.
I don't know why I put that in there. But it's true.
I appreciate it.
It's true.
That's going to show up in my marketing. She's a sweetheart.
She is. Easy to work with.
Shang
Don't want to choke her with a belt. You should put that on your thing. You know what? Shang said he doesn't want to choke me with a belt. So, so that's what it is.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful show.
I'm
I'm going to grab my seats right now.
I'm about to go out and do the show right now. Got to take the mic off, but I'm about to be funny right now. So he got to take the mic off. I ain't going to touch it. Some kind of union thing, and then he choked me with a belt. I don't need that in my life. So,
thank you. And as always, we want to invite you to visit my website as well, CoachIsha.com. Connect with me on Facebook and Twitter, and make sure that you have a wonderful week on purpose.